And welcome to the 2019 North American Invitational for Lacrosse in Onondaga, New York. And a matchup between the North American Elite Prospects versus the Denver Big Tunas. My name is David Bowie, and I will bring you along for the broadcast for this game. And thank you for joining us here on Lacrosse-TV as the Elite Prospects and Big Tunas are set to do battle as we are halfway through day 2 here of this 3-day tournament. The Elite Prospects in the red with navy blue and white lettering, the Denver Big Tunas in the white with sky blue and a navy blue trim with wave-like patterns. Referees are just getting everything sorted out, and we will start. Cameron Dunkerley will be the goaltender for the Elite Prospects, and playing opposite to him will be Tanner Fetch for the Big Tunas. And here comes the opening faceoff. And Denver will open it up. Tori Welch will start the rush, and he will give it right back to the big playmaker, Drew Lazar. He's coming in hard with speed, but lost the ball in the process. He's able to scoop up his own loose ball, and Scott Thompson will take over with the ball. Ball deflected up in the air. And possession will go to Denver on a back check. Denver trying to get at Lazar. He'll scoop it up on the near side corner wall. Loads up and fires. That goes off a foot of an Elite Prospect. Lazar back in, low shot. That goes wide, and that bounces over to the into the ceiling. Dare I say, that kind of went over one of these rafters. Oof. I think it went over one of the trusses, and that's a very small gap for the ball to get over. And it's a very high roof as well. Nonetheless, Prospects take over. Tommy McKee goes from around the circle, tries to pass it out in front of the slot, and the point, shot, and that's deflected. And that will end it with the shot clock going off. Reed Alberton making the block on that one to force the shot clock to go over. Tyler Doskins, now here's a chance for Denver, shot, score! And Denver gets on the board first with a wide open man into the slot, and it is now 1-0 Denver. As he just leapt through the air and just shot it, sidearmed it in. Opening faceoff will be won by the Prospects. A great tie-up job to allow his man to come in. Here come the Prospects on the attack. There's a lob pass, nobody there, and now we will go back the other way. Denver on the attack. Lazar hands it off to his man. That's J.D. Hall. Oh, that lob pass is intercepted. Where is that ball? There it is. It's on the near side. Ben Tackett. Stutter step, change of direction, shot. And that's going to be saved. And I think that was caught from behind his own glove as Cameron Dunkerley makes the save. Now Denver coming back on the attack. J.D. Hall, change of direction from behind the net, tries to scoop it through the back door, and it's caught at the top of the net as Dunkley was able to shoulder his body against the crossbar to not let it trickle in. Great job by him. Shot, that's an easily saved. Rebounded by Denver. And that will go out of play, and now in transition come the Elite Prospects. Josh DeCastro trying to find some room. And there's a drop stick, and it's going to be picked up by the Prospects. That's Chip Chapman. Quite a fun name to say there, Chip Chapman. Chapman just launches in, and that just goes wide left. There's a rebound shot, and that stops, and the shot clock goes off before the shot took place from A.J. Gibson. So we will get a turnover via shot clock violation as the Tunas will take over. Ben Tackett. He's going up the middle. There's a shot. Oh, that looked like that rung off the face mask of Drew Lazar from a pass of Tyler Doskins. There'll be no over and back, however. And Fetch will scoop it up. Long outlet pass. The pass is intercepted by the Elite Prospects. Now back the other way comes Josh DeCastro. He was the one who intercepted it. His bounce pass not quite there as we will go back the other way for Denver. Again, it is 1-0 Denver over the Elite Prospects. Trying to build up on this lead. Centering pass, no good. And Elite Prospects will pick up the ball. Ball got slashed out of Tim Zidmo. Instead of continuing to play on, he just kind of stood there and complained. Now back the other way, and a crease violation will turn it over. Torrey Welch on the shot. Tim Zidmo with a very odd expression there, deciding to drop the play instead of playing on after getting that ball jarred loose. Looking for a call, I think, but nonetheless, it wasn't happening. Now diving in from behind, trying to go back door, was Tommy McKee, but not quite there. Denver in the offensive zone. Slowing things down a little bit before they start to speed up again. Lazar gets it off to Doskins. Back to Thompson. Thompson to Lazar. Lazar fires. Shot, save. And there is a delayed penalty, which is now being called. It will be holding. Let's just see who it's going to be against. It should be against the Prospects. No, it's actually a legal substitution. You don't see anybody go into the box quite yet. And finally, we've got somebody, and it's going to be Chip Chapman serving the illegal substitution penalty. So that puts Denver on the power play, their first time for the game, with 7.5 to go here in the first half. Lazar gets it off to his man on the far side. Back to Lazar, who's playing the middle. He loads up, he shoots. And the whistle was blown well before that goal was in. So it will not count. And here come the Prospects. They are playing shorthanded for another 31 seconds. 7:02 left to go here in the first half. Very low scoring affair between these two squads. And the Elite Prospects finally getting in the offensive zone now. Tommy McKee, long pass out. But the shot clock violation takes its time. And sounds off. Denver now on the offensive attack. Power play is over. We're back to even strength. Edward Delaney. So Delaney Edward being harassed. So he has to ship that ball off. Ball's to the far side. There's a long shot. That just goes high and wide. Off the half ball. Could be anyone's ball. And that's actually kept in. Great job, but it'll be a shot clock violation. But great hustle from Ben Tackett to try to keep it in, but it was all for naught. A.J. Gibson gets it to Bernardo. Trying to get a shot up front, but nope. Nothing doing, as there was a lot of tying up that happened. Long outlet pass. Not quite there, and it'll be goalie to goalie. And now a long outlet pass coming back the other way now for the Elite Prospects. Coming in, there's a shot. Goes over top, way too high for Tim Zidball. Ball will be settled down by Scott Thompson as he enters the zone. He'll give it off to J.D. Hall. Hall. Centering pass, there's a shot. That's high and wide, but recovered by Denver. There's a shot. It looks like someone's stick got on it, on Lazar's stick. Able to pick it up again. He goes with some speed. Nice save. And it will be corralled by Dunkerley. And that was a long lead pass to Tommy McKee. Going on the inside. McKee shot. That's going to be saved by Fetch. Great job for him to shoulder that away. Knowing exactly where to be, he took away the spot that McKee was trying to go after. Here comes Denver with some speed. And a crease violation incurred by Ben Tackett. He's trying to go from behind the net, so we will get a turnover. And it will be the Elite Prospects ball. Butler. There's a man on the near side. There's a shot. Score! Harlan Menardo is able to get through the 5-hole and put the Elite Prospects on the board now with a game-tying goal. It's now 1-1 between the Elite Prospects and the Denver Big Tunas. And that was a great job by Bernardo being able to get through the 5-hole. Harlan Bernardo kind of shares the first name with one of my nephews. Harlan, spelled exactly the same way. Quite a rare name, so intriguing for myself to say that. Nice little anecdote. 3:16 left to go here in the first half, and that was a check from behind, so it'll still retain possession for Denver. 3:04 left to go here in the first half. Denver's got possession in the attacking zone. 17 seconds left on the shot clock, so they've got plenty of time to work with. Centering pass is a chance shot. Nice save by the Elite Prospects as Dunkerley able to get an arm in there. Gibson, the far side wing. He'll give it back to McKee. That's going to go back and forth. And that'll be an over and back call. Now Denver begin the rush. Drew Lazar coming through the middle, takes the shot. That's going to be saved by Dunkerley. Loose ball. Could be anyone's ball at this point in time. Now it's kicked forward. Now there's a breakaway chance for Tommy McKee. He's got some speed, but he just can't really corral the ball enough. And you can tell that he's visibly frustrated knowing that he had a blown opportunity. Now back the other way. Here comes Superman dive, and it's going to be saved by Dunkerley. He didn't know where the ball was for a second. Here's another dive from behind the net, and it goes in. Denver with a second effort results in a goal, and great hustle by them and great determination to allow them to get a goal. That was Delaney Edward with it, and now it is 2-1 for Denver and the tie has been broken. 1:23 left to go here in the first half. As the second dive from behind the net successful for Delaney Edward. Denver back on the attack again. Scott Thompson out the middle going to the far side. He'll spin around, gets a little push. He takes a bit of a stumble. And he gets back up and running. There's a quick shot, and that's deflected. Anders Hauser with the shot. Tries to pass it out from beside the net. Not quite there, but Denver picks up the rebound. And it'll be saved by Dunkerley. And we will start the rush the other way. 24 seconds left here in the half, and that's more than the shot clock. Oh, wow, and it's huge trickery from the elite prospects. And Murph Butler able to get the game-tying goal on a misdirection. Tanner Fetch had no idea where the ball was. Murph Butler did, and that's all that mattered to him as he got a wide open net on the short side. And the clock will run out for the first half. And on a last-second goal by the elite prospects, we have a tie game, 2-2 between the Denver Big Tunas and the North American elite prospects. My name is David Bowie. Thank you for joining us here at the North American Invitational here in Onondaga, New York, just south of Syracuse. You're watching this on Lacrosse-TV. Thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast and watching some great lacrosse action here between the Denver Big Tunas and the North American Invitational elite prospects. We have a tie game here. It's 2-2. And it's been quite the defensive battle for both these teams. Low-scoring affair. J.D. Hall and Delaney Edward scoring for the Denver Big Tunas, while Holland Bernardo and Murph Butler scoring for the elite prospects. Butler scoring in the final few seconds of the half. And it is 2-2, but the goalies have been outstanding as well, stopping many shots. There has not been a lack of offense, but we've seen some great goaltending in that process. But don't go away. This intermission does not last long. It's only 2 minutes, and we're over halfway through. So we will resume play very shortly. It is 2 15-minute halves, and penalties are abridged here at the North American Invitationals. Minor penalties go from 2 minutes to 1 minute, and major penalties go from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. This is the North American Invitational 2019 in Onondaga, New York. This is David Bowie here for Lacrosse-TV. I'll be here to bring you the rest of the game as we are seconds away from opening face-off of the second half between the Denver Big Tunas and the North American Invitational elite prospects. That'll be Matthew Belendo for the prospects and Glenn Lazar for the Tunas in the face-off circle. And here we go. Ball up in the air and finally corralled by the elite prospects. And we will go back the other way as Denver will take over. And will transition into the offensive zone. Drew Lazar fires it, and that looks like it caught off the stick, the end of the stick of Dunkerley, and I'll stay out. Here's a chance the other way from behind the back, and that was nowhere near where that ball had to be. Denver able to recover the ball in the defensive zone. Now we got a delayed penalty call, and it will go against the prospects as the extra attacker now comes on. Denver trying to bulldoze their way through. J.D. Hall, there's a shot, score! A little bit later than what he wanted to, but Drew Lazar finally gets himself on the scoreboard as he scores with the extra attacker. And it is now 3-2. Tunas over the Elite Prospects as they take the lead with that shot from Drew Lazar. And again, it's amazing how much pinpoint accuracy that Drew Lazar has, especially when he can rip it from the point. To be able to throw it in that hard and that accurate from that distance. It's no wonder why we see his name on the scoreboard every single time he plays. Prospects now on the offense. And it'll be settled down now on the near side. Passed out to the far side for Butler. Here's a shot, and ripping it through is Tommy McKee as he beats his man Scott Bear, who's now the goaltender, gets it through on the 5-hole. And just like that, a very quick response from the Denver Big Tunas. And we've got a tie game. Once again, it's 3-3 here early in the second half. Only about 2.5 minutes have elapsed here in the second half. Tie game, 3-3. And we've got a false start, so now it will go to the Denver Big Tunas to start it. There's a chance, odd man rush, opening chance, shot, Superman dive, and that a shoulder away by Dunkerley. That was Ben Taggett with a Superman dive. Couldn't beat his man. There's a quick shot. That's going to be saved. Rebound comes from behind the net. Battle for it behind the boards, and that'll be Matthew Belando will come away with it. Prospects have it in the offensive zone, but there's only 2 men there waiting for the rest of the cavalry to get on. Here comes Butler, and he'll just shove it back to his man. Chip Chapman sends it off for A.J. Gibson. And the shot clock goes off. So we will get a change in possession, and now Denver will take over. It's a 3-3 game with 11:20 left to go here in the second half, as Denver begins the rush. Scott Thompson on the near side. Cuts toward the middle inside, gets it to Lazar. Lazar with a rifle shot. And that's going to be patted away by Dunkerley. Lazar tries to pass it up. Not on the mark. Thompson. Here's a quick shot, and that goes in through the 5-hole. Anders Hauser scores for Denver, and it is now 4-3 for the Big Tunas over the Elite Prospects. And on that offensive rush, that ball was just bouncing all over the place and finally settled down by Anders Hauser. Wide open, all alone in the slot. Makes no mistake, able to plant it through 5-hole and get it through Cameron Dunkerley. Now 4-3 game. These Prospects win the faceoff as Tommy McKee is getting tied up with 2 men and loses the ball as a result. Now back the other way, here comes Sean Ross. Big, tall frame that he's got. And they'll hand it back off for Drew Lazar. And there's going to be an illegal substitution penalty coming up. It's going to be against Denver. So Delaney Edward will serve the illegal substitution penalty, and the Elite Prospects will go on the power play. Down by 1, 9:37 left to go here in the second half. Quick shot ripped, that goes wide and bounces high. Nicely kept in by Butler to prevent the over and back. There's a quick shot, but that was deflected off a defender. Loose ball still picked up by the Prospects. Slow down a little bit, but the clock's reset. There's a shot. And it got caught under the shirt of a defender. Tries to chip it away. And there's another shot, and that will be saved. Outlet pass the other way. Breakaway chance. Here we go from Matthew Belando, and that just goes wide left. Still can be an odd man rush the other way. Here's another chance. Shot. And that's going to be saved And that was trickling from behind the net. Nobody knew where that ball was for a second. But the Prospects won't cough up the shorthanded goal. Now we are back to even strength. 4-3 in favor of Denver. But the Elite Prospects have the ball in the offensive zone, looking to tie this up. Chip Chapman. Double Lundo. Lundo shoots, tries to go 5-hole, and that's going to be stopped by Bear Scott. Pass is deflected and taken away. Prospects able to pick it up in the offensive zone, and they've turned it right back over. Quick shot, Belundo trying to go in. And a crease violation will give the ball to Denver. Sean Ross will begin with the ball. And he'll hand it off to Tyler Doskins up the middle. Doskins gets it to Drew Lazar. He's already got 1 goal on this game. Trying to look for another one. He's being double teamed right now, trying to pass that off, but it was deflected off a Prospect player. And that will be an over and back. So it will be Prospects ball on the turnover. 7:23 left to go here in the second half. Big Tuna is enjoying a 1-goal lead, but it is Prospects ball in the offensive zone. Alberton. Hits it over. Ty Gibson. Here comes the Prospect coming in, tries to dive across the crease, but able to be shouldered away by Bear Scott. Here goes Bernardo. Gets it off to the near side, back to Bernardo. Bernardo winds up, shot. That's wide right. That'll bounce all the way back. Here's Denver. They're quick on the ball. Where are the Prospects? You don't see a whole lot of them. Low shot chance. Goes through the 5-hole, scores. Delaney Edward capitalizes on the lack of urgency from the Elite Prospects. And now they have a getaway goal. It's now 5-3, and timeout is being called by the Elite Prospects. I'm not exactly sure what happened with the Elite Prospects. They didn't really have a sense of urgency in their substitution, as barely anyone was going back to get the ball in the defensive zone, and there was already a couple Big Tunas out there ready to pounce on it, and they did. The first shot may have not have gone through, but the second shot absolutely did. It is now 5-3 as we are currently in a timeout. You're watching the North American Invitational here in Onondaga, New York. My name is David Bowie, and you're watching the matchup between the Denver Big Tunas, who have a score of 5 to the North American Invitational Elite Prospects, a score of 3 with 6:11 left to go here in the second half. Thank you for tuning in to Lacrosse-TV for the non-stop lacrosse action here for the next couple of days. A 3-day tournament. Got so many games to go through. It's been one heck of a tournament so far, and the excitement meter has been going through the roof, as both teams are now coming out of the timeout, and it has been intense. Big Tuna's just coming off a goal and now coming out of the timeout called by the Elite Prospects. Face-off will be won by Denver. And a nice little lob pass over to Glenn Lazar. Torrey Welch will begin the rush. Hauser takes a low shot, but that just goes wide right. And stopping the over and back was Glenn Lazar, but he's now met with a check. So he just has to launch it all over in hopes that a teammate will catch it, but he won't, as the Elite Prospects will take over. 3-on-2 chance. Got some numbers. Will they take it? And they'll just hold up. Butler. To Belendo. Belendo tries to pass it out. Cross rink, not on the mark. Torrey Welch can't corral it as he's facing a stick check. Finally does, but lobs it in the air just to basically kill out the shot clock. So now it'll be Denver's ball back the other way, 2-on-2. Now it's going to be 3-on-2 for a little bit, but will they take it? And no, they will slow things up and wait for a potentially better opportunity to score. Ben Taggart shoots, and that's going to be saved. Taggart had 2 goals in his last game. So far remains scoreless here in this game. Shot goes off the half wall, and referee is signaling it over, a back call. So it will be the Elite Prospects ball, but they are down by 2 with 4:23 left to go here in the second half. Elite Prospects might want to pick it up here. They might have a sense of urgency now. Prospects in the offensive zone. Lob pass, not on the mark, and easily scooped up by Bear Scott. Denver now back the other way, long lead pass. Here's a chance out in front. There's a shot and save by Dunkerley as he denies J.D. Hall, who's trying to go opposite side. Drew Lazar walking in. He's got 1 goal already, looking for a second. That ball will go into Dunkerley's hands. And he'll just give it a short pass. And there's the breakout from the Prospects. Chapman fakes the pass, tries to go in on the inside. And one hand pass it out from behind the net off the half wall. And it will be picked up by the Prospects. Long shot as they had to, and that's easily saved. There's a long outlet pass. Breakaway chance, here we go. Oh no, and an illegal substitution by Denver takes that away as Jackson Hall had a breakaway chance, but a man came on way too early. So illegal substitution, and it looks like Scott Thompson will be the one to serve the penalty. As an illegal substitution where anyone on the team, aside from the goalie, can serve the penalty, and they'll send in Scott Thompson for this one. There's a shot and a quick snapper from Tommy McKee as he gets his second of the game, and that will get things a little bit closer as he gets the power play goal, and it's now 5-4. But the Prospects are crawling a little bit closer to tying the game. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still plenty of time for the Prospects to be able to get the game-tying goal. But it all starts here with this face-off and see if they can win it. Clock is now finally stopped. As the referee is just talking to the scoreboard staff and telling them to reset the clock to 2 minutes. And that is what's happening. And the game has started again. Prospects down by 1. They want to look to get a goal here. Winning the face-off, step 1. Now scoring a goal, step 2. Let's see if they can do that. Get the game tire. Pass from behind the back, just a little too high. Intended for Butler. He's able to retrieve the loose ball in the far side corner. 7 seconds on the clock. Londo shoots, and that's going to be saved. That'll reset the shot clock. 1:24 left to go in the second half. Denver on offense. Coming into the attacking zone, elite prospects have to make a stop here and turn the ball over. Deflection, loose ball up in the slot. Going to be picked up. There's a shot, and that's going to be saved by Dunkerley. And we're going to change the possession. It was exactly what they needed. Last minute of play here in the second half. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Prospects likely are going to have to score here on this offensive series. McKee, he's got 2 already. Can he get a hat trick in him? He'll pass that out to Belando. Belando, turn around, 2-second shot, save by Bear Scott. And that could be the biggest save of the game, as Denver will call timeout. A little bit of frustration on the side of the prospects, knowing that that could have been their chance to tie it up, and it thrown all away. 32.1 seconds left on the clock, so a slight more time on the game clock than there is the shot clock. However, virtually, Denver can run out the clock if they just shoot at the last second, and even just a friendly bounce just high in the air. So if I was Denver, I would wear out the clock as much as possible and then take probably like the hardest shot that I could take. So even if it doesn't go in, if it goes off something, it'll bounce and hopefully go bounce out of reach. So possibly a bounce shot, but you have to be careful that you target it against the wall and not that it goes out of play. But nonetheless, that would eat some time up. You got to wonder what the defensive scheme is going to be for the prospects, as they have to force a turnover and then score on that possession, as they do not have the ball. They're playing defense right now. I'm just taking a look right now and seeing if Denver actually has the defensive unit or their offensive unit, and they actually have their offensive unit out. I'm trying to see if North America has their defensive unit out. Nonetheless, final 20 seconds of the game. Ben Tackett just playing keep away and trying to show off his speed and agility to really get away from it. 8 seconds left. Now he's being pinned up against the boards, and he launches it away. Great job. There's a chance up the slot. Shot. That's going to bounce high, and that's just going to eat up a bunch of time. And the referees are just discussing what's going to happen here. As we heard the buzzer go off, but whistles came out before the buzzer went. So let's see what's going to happen here. And I think they're going to reset the clock and add a couple seconds back onto it. But let's just see what the scoreboard says, as the staff is just inputting what's going to happen. So 2.4 seconds is going to go back on the clock. So they're going to have to make this count. Dunkerley, long pass, and that's going to be intercepted, and that's going to seal it. And the Denver Big Tunas able to come away with a narrow victory over the North American Elite Prospects by a score of 5-4. They hang on, and then they'll get the W here today in this very close and intense matchup. Again, thank you for tuning in to Lacrosse-TV here for the North American Invitational here in Onondaga, New York. My name is David Bowie, and thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. We will have more games for you coming along, but thank you so much for tuning in, and have yourselves a pleasant day.